Hello everyone and welcome back to another tutorial on the Space Inc. channel. In the last tutorial, I know it was a long time ago, sorry about that, we've been really busy the team. It was the basics of the Makerpen. But now, I'm going to be teaching you the advanced part of the Makerpen of the tools. Let's go. Oh, also, if you see someone in the background, their name's Marley, they're just hanging around, don't mind them. So, to start off, let's talk more about the configure tool, since I only went through it briefly in the last tutorial. So, remember, if you have your Makerpen favorited in the backpack, you are able to just pull it from your back on VR. If you don't have it favorited, you can either hold down the button to access this menu, settings, Makerpen. On screen, you can hold it down. On screen, you can also pull it from your backpack as well. Let's get started. So first of all, I will say that this tutorial can be intermediate if you don't know what you're doing. So, first, I'm going to open my Makerpen. I'm going to press palette, and I'm going to go to cube. I'm going to select a cube. And I'm just going to create it by holding down the trigger. Now, I'm going to go into tools. I'm going to press configure on it. Remember, press configure while you're not editing it. If you want to check if you're not editing a shape, if it says done, you are editing it. Press that, now you're not editing it. It'll say done editing. So now I'm just going to press configure on the shape. And you should see a menu here. Environment is the physics mode that I went on about last time. Now let's go on about these other settings. Roll fill enabled. That basically allows you to, when you're working with circuits and you want to only let some people use this that have a certain role, you use this, so it only allows people to work with it, move it if they have a certain role. Is grabbable. This is why I said the freeze tool is useless, because with this on, you can grab it, but if you take it off, you can't grab it. Screenplayer preferred hand, that basically means when a screenplayer grabs it, they'll either grab it in their dominant hand, another type of hand, and you decide like what hand they're going to be grabbing it in. Is climbable, means you can climb on it. So if I just put mine right here, make it a bit more bigger. If it's climbable, you can climb on it. Be warned though, this only works if the shape is environmental. If it's decoration, it won't be allowed to be climbable. If it's physical, you can't climb it. If it's sticky, you can't climb it. It will only work if it's environmental. Supports roll run. Allows you to wall run it. Like the same, it has to be environmental. Supports clambering teleporting. Some people get this confused. So if I manipulate the shape. Clambering basically means mantling. So if I jump on it, I mantle over it. I clamber over it. And this is only for VR players, but if I head to my settings and go to control and turn use walking locomotion on, it puts teleporting. And I can teleport onto it. That's also part of the clambering setting. Frozen is what I said, it makes it so you can't move it. Room contribute lot. This means anyone who is a contributor, a mod, a co-owner, or an owner can use it and edit it and move it. But no one else can if they're not those. Which is really useful for to stop griefing your rooms. We've also got nav mesh, which is to do with AI. You do not need this. Tags is also for circuits, which basically means if you give an object a tag. If we give this object a tag, let's give it JI. And then press add. Now it has the tag JI. When I'm doing circuits, I can make it so it could give me JI. It uses JI. This is how you do advanced circuitry with skins. If you want a tutorial for skins and circuit tutorials, let us know in the below. We can see if we can get our circuiteer Evertide to do some tutorials. Room key options, lock pickup with key. This is only RecRoom Plus, which is the membership. I'll put it on screen right now. This is the membership, which it costs money monthly. That's the only thing it'll be useful, but it basically means you have to buy it to pick it up. Respawn settings. If we enable respawn settings and put the respawn to about 5.34, and we make this grabbable. Let's just make this grabbable. Now, if I grab this and move it with respawn on, in 5 seconds, it will respawn. Like that. But it won't but if you move it, actually with the Makerpen, now that's its new respawn position, as you can see. There, it's its new respawn position. Respawn, beware, respawn does take a lot of ink, though. It takes more ink than usual to put a respawn on the object. So be worried about that if you're ink saving. Hide during games is when you start the game, will it appear in the game? Advanced settings is for can modify with circuits. That's also circuitry. That's it for the full of the configure menu. Now let's move on to the transform. The transform tool is, you could say it's a mix of move, rotate, and scale. So if I create a shape, grab it, press transform, and press this. The circle, the rings mean rotate, the cubes mean move, the arrows mean move, and these cubes here also. So scale, move, rotates. It's a mix of all of that in. I would say, if you're not used to using rotate, move, and scale, try learn transform, because it'll be very useful in the future if you learn this. But I'm so used to these other tools because of how long I've been playing that I don't use transform. I just still use the separate tools. And enable translation. This is how you can turn it off. So if you want just want the scale on it, there you go, just the scale. If you want all of them, there you go, gives you all of them. That's it for the transform tool. Now I'll be moving on to the clone tool. Now I know we've already gone over the clone tool, but we didn't go over the flip. We haven't gone over the clone flip and mirror. So if I create another cube and I select it with the clone flip, we went over these arrows. We didn't go over these lines. This, if you do maths, you should know that this looks like a reflection. Basically means it's going to reflect the shape. Now with this cube, if I make this like slanted like this, say I wanted this on the other side. As it was like this, if you clone it on this side, it will go the direction it says. With this, if you clone it using this, which is the flip, it will flip it and reflect it on that side. And I can use the select tool to select multiple. And then flip it on to side down. And it lets you do possibilities like this. Using clone flip. And I could clone flip from this axis. I could clone flip from up here. I could clone flip from the red as well. You can clone flip from any direction. That's it for the clone flip tool. Now I'm going to be moving on to the advanced select part of the tool. So if I create another shape. And I create another shape. Now I went over how you can use the select tool to select each shape and then grab it. But you should see that there's an options that comes out. This is the more advanced part. If I press options, you'll see center pivots on selection, select all, and eyedropper. Eyedropper basically takes the color of the object you are selecting. So you can do just a single select, and you can eyedropper it. Split shapes. This makes it so, since these are in the same shape, since we can see we are editing, if I select this one shape, options, split shape, it will split this from this shape, so now these are both separate. So if I press this, let go, come out, you'll see that now these are separate shapes because I've split them. But I can also put shapes into them to save ink. So if I select both of the shapes, options, merge shapes. Now they're merged together in the same object. And what we mean by center pivot point is basically, it centers this. This is what we call the pivot. When a screen mode player grabs this, they will grab it at that part. So if we move the shapes all the way over there and the pivot's here, when they grab it, the shape will be all the way over there and they'll look really weird. So we want to put it in the middle. And sometimes we can move it around as well. The pivot is is hard to get your brain around, the pivot. Select all. If you want to select the entire shape, but you can't be bothered to select everything, select one of the shapes in that object and then press select all. And it selects all. That's it for the advanced version of this tutorial. If I've missed out any key tool feature you want me to go over, let me know in the comments and I will make a short or a video. If it's like one option, I will do a short on it. If it's multiple, I'll put them into a new video. The next video should either be a circuit tutorial or a tube tutorial. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you stay creative and give it your RecRoom best. And remember, there's always space for ink. See you later, everyone. Bye.